Letters, diaries, photographs, documents and personal possessions of Rosa Parks, an African-American activist who played a giant role in the civil rights movement, are on display at a unique exhibition at the Washington's Library of Congress. 94 showpieces are a small part of a large 10,000-piece collection that was gifted to the Library of Congress by philanthropist Howard Buffett.
This exhibit tells the full story of Rosa Parks, the seasoned lifelong activist, and Rosa Parks, the woman behind the civil rights icon. And to tell the story, the exhibit draws extensively from the Rosa Parks collection, which spans 140 years of family history and documents her triumph, her trials, her everyday life, her activism, and her legacy.
Rosa Parks made history on December 1, 1955, when she refused to give up her seat to a white man on a crowded bus in Montgomery, Alabama. According to the rules at the time, African Americans could only occupy seats at the rear end of buses, and they were expected to give up seats to the white passengers if the front of the bus was full. Parks refused. She was later arrested and fined. But her behavior inspired others to organize a mass boycott of the Montgomery public transportation system.
We try to show, as I said in the beginning, the woman behind the civil rights icon, the normalcy of Rosa Parks. So we have a photograph of her practicing yoga on a mat and handwritten notes that she took, instructions on how to do certain positions in yoga. We also have a photograph of her as a young girl. We only have one, but it shows her with a young man, and it shows her as a teenager.
My grandfather always had his shotgun within hand's reach, wrote Parks, remembering her childhood. I wanted to see him kill a Ku Kluxer. He declared the first to invade our home would surely die. The Ku Klux Klan was brutal in Alabama after the World War I, terrifying black families and burning their homes and churches. After that historic day in Montgomery, Rosa Parks became an activist, a role she maintained for the next 4 decades. She took part in protests, spoke out against the Vietnam War and met with Malcolm X and Angela Davis. She was honored with the Congressional Gold Medal and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the U.S.
I was certainly alive and a young lawyer at the time that Rosa Parks was becoming famous for her stand against segregation, and the first time that she sat on a bus and refused to give up her seat for a white person was certainly memorable. The history of the boycott and her activism is something that I'm learning about today, and it's really wonderful.
Rosa Parks died in 2005 at the age of 92. She was mourned by thousands when her casket was placed in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. Maxim Moskalkov, VOA News, Washington.